Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Gun Shop. I'm Niels Hansen, aka Guns for Hire, and in today's show I want to talk about Steam getting rid of the green light project. You know, the way that a lot of these small indie developers were able to get their games out there for the masses to see and maybe even turn a profit, make a little bit of money, and grow as a business. Well, that's going to get ex-nayed, well, at least changed a little bit, and people aren't exactly happy. The other thing I want to talk about is Activision laying off 5% of its workforce, including rumored 20 employees from Infinity Ward, the creators of Infinite Warfare. Now, before I do, I just want to let you know, if you guys are following me on Twitter or Facebook, you already know about this, but for those of you that maybe haven't been on there in a while, I'm just letting you know, I put out there, I wanted to see if anyone was interested in winning one of these hats here. This is actually a custom logo that I made. It's supposed to be the YouTube gold play button because we have over, 1 million subscribers. That's what you get when you get 1 million subscribers here on You Always Win. So I got this made. I kind of really like it. So I made one of these and a white one. So what I'm going to be doing this Saturday is I'm going to be giving away one black and one white hat for my Facebook followers, and then another black hat and a white hat for my Twitter followers. So anyone that's going there, so stay tuned to either Twitter and or Facebook this Saturday, February 18th, to find out how you guys can win them. And if you're not on there, it's still not too late, people. Just follow me. Those links are in the description below. So let's get into today's stories. I'm going to talk about the Activision one first, because I'm reading this, and you know what? My heart goes out to them, and I know there's this sort of this wanting to just bash and go, you Activision, this is what you're doing, you're destroying lives because it's a giant corporation. And make no mistake, I'm not a fan of corporations by any stretch of the imagination. I worked for one of the worst types of corporations on this planet, at least from what I know, in the financial sector. I worked for an insurance company or insurance companies for 13 years. They are slave drivers. They are about numbers. They don't give a crap about the employees. And I say that, without trying to be one of those vindictive. I truly believe that. I don't think that they really care. You are an employee number. That's it. It was so stressful for me, I ended up having a minor stroke at work, and then that's what sort of segued me into doing YouTube. I had a minor stroke at work, ended up having open heart surgery, and then I got into YouTube, and life has been a heck of a lot better. So believe me, I am not playing favor. I'm not trying to defend Activision. I don't like corporations, but this is life. This is what happens. I read a lot of comments, and you know what? To all those employees at Infinity Ward and for the rest of the company, because they said 5% across the company, so I don't think that's all just in Infinity Ward. They just happen to get hit as well, probably because of poor sales of Infinite Warfare. It happens, Company doesn't produce. They're like, how can we justify for this studio if they're not going to produce? How can we justify all those salaries? I mean, it doesn't make sense to them. So my heart goes out to those employees. It sucks, man. It sucks losing a job. Not just them, but their families that they support. It's horrible, but it is life. As horrible as that is, and as horrible, you never, believe me, you get, laid off from a job, it's not a good feeling. You get fired for a job because you did something stupid, let's just say that. That's your own damn fault. But I mean, companies laying off and everything, not a good feeling. My heart goes out to those families and, the employees and the families, it's a crappy situation, but it's life. It's life, man. People are like, oh, I read some comments, and this is why I actually brought it up, because I see comments, seems a little naive and ignorant. And remember, ignorant just means lack of knowledge. It doesn't mean that you're stupid. It's just you're not thinking of all the parameters, all of the sort of intricacies that go into this. As much as I said I don't like corporations, sometimes you gotta lay people off, man. They're like, oh, they should start unions and everything. The union thing, you know what? In certain industries, unions are required. Like in insurance. Oh my God, I wish there was a union. I wish there was a union, because they not only made you work, your 8 hours or whatever, they expected you to bring work home, and you did not get paid for it. There's some horrible things happening. So believe me, I don't think unions by themselves, but I think a lot of times unions get abused. You know what I mean? It creates a sort of lazy atmosphere, like, whatever, I'm protected. I know it because some of my friends used to do that. In fact, there's like, I'm a union, I've got so many strikes, I'll just use this and take off for the weekend. Not cool. That's not what it's there. It's there to support and secure your job, and that's it. And when those abuses makes it look horrible. But that 5% people are like, oh man, they need to be protected, they're overworked and blah, blah, blah. And that may be true. I'm not saying that it's not. But the layoffs happen because of a lack of business, lack of profit. That's what corporations do. So look at it this way. You'd rather have a union protected, like, no, now you can't fire them. Great. So let's not look at Activision. Let's look at another company. Okay, say it's a corporation, but it's really, really small. And all of a sudden they made a product, it wasn't profitable, they're going in the red, and they're like, we need to lay off these people or else we're going to continue going into the red. And that's unionized. They're like, nope, we're not getting rid of these people. Too bad, we're protected under the union, blah, blah, blah. Great. Now you just put, not the 5%, you put the 95% at risk. So it continues to spiral out of control. If they don't try to mitigate those losses and control everything, the 5%, while it's horrible for those people, like I said, like I'm not trying to be, cold-hearted, but I would rather cut that 5% off and say, really sorry, we have to do this to save the company and to save and secure for as long as possible the other 95% of the workforce. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes these things happen, as horrible as it is. Don't shake your fist and get the torches and pitchforks and, oh, Activision's so evil. It's business, man. It happens. And you know what? As horrible as it is for those 5 people, be grateful that at least those other 95% or however many employees are at Infinity Ward still have a job. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. It's not always, there's always 2 sides of the coin. You got to see all the information. Anyway, I just want to, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think in the gaming world that they actually do need unions? Do you see unions as just good? Every job should have a union? I'm curious about that. And if you've never had a job, then, well, whatever. You know what? Probably know what a union is. Do you think that's, necessary? What are they good for? What do they get abused? Like unions, we see a union abuse all the time. But, I see good and bad. I just don't know whether unions is the sort of solution for the gaming industry. Now, I want to talk about Steam getting rid of the Greenlight project. For those of you that don't know, on Steam, a lot of these small indie people would put, I think they pay like a nominal fee. Maybe it's $100 or something like that. It's really, really small. And these indie or small developers would be able to put their games on there. And if the community's like, yeah, that looks really good, they would get greenlit. That's why it's a Greenlight project. They're like, oh, looks like a lot of people like this. We'll approve that game. It's going on to the main Steam, and then that company can hopefully make some profit and turn, people that if they want that game. They said, though, Steam is changing it because they're not getting rid of the indie developer project, but they want to control it because there's too much crapola going on Steam. And you know what? All I'm going to say is I absolutely 100% agree. So many games. I don't even know how half these games are getting greenlit, or maybe these developers are willing to roll the dice, and I don't know. There's probably other portals. If they pay enough, they can just get their game on there. But tell me, go on to Steam right now. Go on to new releases. I know it's subjective in terms of what we think is a good game and what's a bad game, but in my opinion, there is a giant, mass amount of crapola games on there. Horrible games. Games that, like, no one with no experience or used some sort of quasi subpar program could in on there. Glitchy as all get-go. Games that they don't support. Early release games. Oh no, look, we got this early release. Money comes in, nothing gets developed. Stomping Land, anyone? I love that game. I thought it was great. Developers got their money for early release, disappeared, gone. Horrible. We see that. And even that one's beyond, at least that game was playable and I had some fun playing it. It's beyond half the crap that gets greenlit on there, half the crap that gets onto Steam. I, for one, I don't see a problem with it. If it's going to improve what we see in that new Steam lineup, even if it's less uploads, who cares? I would rather have more quality games available on new releases than just, this huge mass amount of games with so many bad ones that you have to waste time because the thumbnail and the title look good, but then you look at it and you're just like, wow, that is a horrible game. It's just garbage after garbage. Just people, you know what? No problem making, money in this world. And maybe some people like it, but when there's only like 2 or 3 people there, but it's just spammed with crap, or it looks like it's going to be really good, but unplayable, and then they don't support it, I'm done with that, man. If Steam needs to do this to get rid of the Greenlight project and charge people, they said anywhere from $100 to $5,000, well, maybe. People are like, $5,000 is ridiculous. It's business people. Okay? These aren't like little people with a hobby and stuff like that. They're trying to make a game to sell, to make money. And guess what? It's a cliche, but it's true. It takes money to make money. If you're not willing to invest it in a real world, an overall, scheme of things, $5,000 is not a lot. It may be a lot to you, but in the business world, $5,000 is not a lot of money, especially with the potential if you make a quality game on Steam and it takes off. And say a YouTuber plays it and says, wow, this game's really fun. Blam! Money out the wazoo. $5,000, not a lot. I see that comment. A lot of people are like, that's ridiculous. They won't be able. No. What it's going to prevent is a lot of these other smaller crappy games not getting out there. I know there's some other games out there like Unturned that's free to play and everything like that. Great game. If anything, that game deserves money. If it actually had, I feel bad for him because I think even though he's giving away free and he has his own reason and maybe you can buy the upgraded gold version, that game I totally would have paid money for. You know what I mean? So I do see both sides, but I just would like to see a little reduction in the amount of crap games going up there. Make these indie developers hesitate a little bit before they put their sludge, their incomplete crap there that they're just trying to make a quick buck on. If they have to pay upwards of $5,000, they're going to make sure that what they put there, that it's quality enough that they think people are going to buy it. And if people aren't going to buy it, then stop just spamming with your crap work. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but this isn't like a trial area. This isn't where people are like, hey, I want to see if anyone likes my really garbage game. No. You know, Steam is a professional environment. We got a lot of great games, a lot of amazing indie games, but I wouldn't mind seeing the reduction of crap. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. I'm not saying that it's fact. You may have a totally different opinion. That is absolutely cool. Remember, again, follow me on Facebook or Twitter if you want a chance to win one of these bad boys here. I love them. I actually really do like it. I just got it for myself originally. I'm like, I like this hat. I wear hats all the time. People are like, whoa, I really like that. Where can I get that? I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll do that. Oh, and I'm also doing a giveaway every single day for the month of March. So that's 31 of these. I'm giving away one of these hats in the comments for a comment in my vlogs on Life with Nails as well. So if you guys are already involved in that, I'm not saying go over there. If you don't like vlogs, if you don't want to see those, cool, no worries. But for those of you that are on there, make sure you stay tuned to March. Make sure you comment on those videos for a chance to win one of these bad boys. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys liked the video. And if you did, hit the like button and I'll see you guys next time.